Welcome to another episode, everyone. Explosive. A cop reveals Tupac Shakur's final 5 words of his life that he ever spoke on his way to the hospital. As you know, we're covering the Tupac Shakur murder trial here on the Inside Story with me, Damian Porter. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, as things are heating up there in the trial. Well, many Tupac Shakur fans would just like to know what happened. Many conspiracy theories have been put forth. Suge Knight is responsible. Snoop Doggy Dogg is responsible. It was a setup. Puff Daddy is responsible. Orlando Anderson, Keefe D is responsible. Of course, Keefe D is an individual, Dwayne Davis, who was on trial for the Tupac murder case because he spoke too much on the internet and on podcasts, and so they charged him with it. But let's find out Tupac Shakur's final 5 words of life. This hurts because I'm such a Tupac fan. It's not easy for me to even cover this case. I sweat to cover this trial. When I did the video earlier, I just was, I was upset about it. I was emotional, if you will. Thinking about Pac and just how he went out, man. It's rough. 30 years later, for someone that I didn't even know, I actually feel his death. I felt his death when he died, and I still feel his death 30 years later. And I didn't even know the man. But, that's why I feel Malcolm X's death as well. I actually feel his death in my gut, Malcolm X. I still feel it.
Did you remain down on the strip, in the strip area after they left that car stop?
Yes, sir.
We'll fast forward about, let's say, 10 minutes later. Something unusual happened. What happened?
We were continuing riding on the strip area. We were heading southbound on the boulevard, and we heard some calls come out about a vehicle. Can't remember exactly what was said, but heading up towards Harmon, we saw the vehicle that had been described in the median of the road. It looked like it had ran up on the median and was stopped there in the middle of the boulevard.
What do you do when you see that?
We approached the vehicle.
Is it you and Mr. Goldgart? Or Officer Goldgart?
Officer Goldgart and I.
And do you see either of the 2 people that you saw earlier in the vehicle?
Yes.
And who is that?
Marion Knight was outside of the vehicle, walking around, talking, and Tupac Shakur was being removed by EMS people.
As Marion Knight is talking, do you recall anything he's saying?
He was telling us to take care of Tupac Shakur. He had Marion Knight had a chunk of shrapnel or something in his head. He was bleeding, and when I wanted to talk to him, he was adamant that we needed to go and care for Mr. Shakur.
Did you then go to Mr. Shakur?
Yes, I did.
And then what do you do? What's your responsibility as it relates to Mr. Shakur as the EMT's working on?
I was trying to talk to him to find out what had happened. Excuse me. Gather information to see who had fired at them.
Did you wind up riding anywhere with Mr. Shakur?
Yes, I rode to the hospital in the ambulance with him.
During that time period, between the time you get to Mr. Shakur and the time period he gets taken into the hospital, are you able to have any sort of communication with Mr. Shakur?
He was still talking, and I was trying to convince him to tell me the name of whoever his assailants were. And
did he ever respond?
Yes, he responded, no, we'll take care of it. So, something like that.
No, we'll take
care of it, something like that.
And that's the only thing you were able to gather from Mr. Shakur?
Yeah, I couldn't get him to talk to me any further than that. That was repeated a couple of times.
Damn. That was Pac, boy, to the very end. Pac says, no, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. That was Tupac's final words. He said something like that. No, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. They're asking Pac, who did this to you? What happened? Who shot you? Certainly Pac knows. The car put up on the side of him. He knows what just happened at the MGM or what have you. But Pac didn't say anything other than, we'll take care of it. Damn, that was Pac's last words, man. That's crazy. All right, let's get back into the trial. This Keefe D's trial. Keefe D right here. Another individual is testifying now, and Keefe D is staring him down, as we can see here. Rest in peace, Pac. What the hell is this? Oh, that's because it was live. Okay. Hold on, man. Y'all give me a minute then. My bad. Because I ain't about to cancel this video. Okay, we still live right here. All right. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Get over there to Reggie White. He testified in the trial. Bomb first. Shout out to Reggie White. He testified in the trial, Reggie White.
Do the parties sit with the presence majority?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you may be seated.
Okay. My bad, y'all. They want to stop the video and start over.
Thanks for accommodating me as I restarted a little bit later. I appreciate
We picked it right up, though.
We are still in the Cape States.
Rest in peace, Pop.
Who's your next witness, Mr.
Wade Lee.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Amaru. But not forgotten. The world could have did you better. The world could have done you better.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this section shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may be seated. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
My name is Wade Lee, W-A-G-E-L-E-E.
Thank you, Mr. Lee, for being here. Mr. DeJoffel, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
Okay.
Sir, back in the 90s, how were you on?
So I see the dude up there that I was just trying to go to a minute ago, where Keefe D had this death stare at this dude, this other black dude that's testifying. I see him up there. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Let's see what this dude right here talking about real quick.
I was a special agent with the FBI.
How long were you with the FBI?
25 years.
And when did you start?
25 years.
May of 1996.
May of 1996?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been retired that long, actually.
5 years.
I want to direct your attention to the 1997, 1998 time period. What was your assignment? What were you doing for the FBI at that time?
I was assigned to a squad that was working the State Streets Task Force. I was on basically the Violent Crimes Major Offenders program, working gangs in South Central LA.
You said Project Safe Street, and that's a federal task force that has multi-agency people on it?
Yes, that's correct. The way it was generally organized, there were several squads in LA, the LA division of the FBI, that were assigned to different regions of the area, the territories. My squad was assigned to the Watts area of
The FBI.
Los Angeles, South Central.
So the FBI was involved?
As part of.
So the FBI was involved in the case as early as 1997, 1998? Okay, still took you 30 years to make an arrest.
Your duties, did you have a partner by the name of Agent Holiday?
Yeah, Todd Holiday, yes.
Did there come a point in time when the two of you, along with other members of your squad, begin an investigation into a criminal street gang by the name of Grape Street?
Yes, it
Can you
was.
explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what Grape Street is?
Grape Street, the Grape Street Crips was a large gang organization that operated out of the Jordan Downs housing projects in Watts. It was basically believed to be the largest Crip set in all of America. Our squad was working the violent aspects and drug dealing aspects.
What the Grape Street's got to do with that? What the Grape Street's got to do with the Tupac Shakur murder trial? The FBI in the Grape Street. What's going on here?
Of that organization.
As part of your investigation into Grape Street, did you come across a person that you identified as Dwayne Davis?
Yes.
And do you see Mr. Davis here in court today?
Yes, I do.
Can you point him out, describe something he's wearing?
It's the gentleman sitting in the at the defendant's table with the blue shirt and tie.
And how is it that you came across Mr. Davis?
During the course of our investigation with Grape Street, when you're looking at the organization, there was numerous techniques that we used for investigating, whether it was informants, wiretaps, surveillance, active interviews, and things of that nature. During the course of that interview, Mr. Davis kind of came under the umbrella under the course of our investigation of one of his associate family members by the individual of the name Rodney Blackman.
And did Rodney have a nickname?
Speedy.
During the time period that you're doing this investigation, well, let me ask you this. As part of Project Safe Streets, as well as being assigned to the Watts area, were you aware of various gang sets and their
Yeah, I mean, while our squad was working that investigation on Grape Street, you always would have crossover in other areas. For example, in Watts, there were 3 main housing project areas. Each of them you had fairly prominent gang organizations, as well as gangs that came up from the Compton area and other parts of South Central Los Angeles. So there's usually crossover, whether it's from drug activity or other sort of gang violence, things like that.
And you mentioned one of them, the Jordan Downs.
Yes.
What type of housing, what type of gang activity was going on in the Jordan Downs?
So Grape Street Crips operated out of Jordan Downs housing projects, and they basically controlled that whole housing project as far as the drug trafficking, violent activity, and things of that nature.
If somebody were hiding out from blood gang members hunting him, and he was Crip, obviously, would it be safe for him to be inside the Jordan Downs?
Yeah, from other rival gangs and things of that nature, yes, generally speaking.
You mentioned that Mr. Davis had a cousin, I'm going to call Speedy. At some point, do you wind up learning information that allows you to arrest Mr. Davis for some criminal offenses?
Yes, we were part of our investigation while we were up on Mr. Blackman. There was a period of time when Mr. Davis actually was staying with Blackman. It was actually after the Tupac Shakur murder. During the course of our investigation of the Grape Street Crips and of Blackman and things like that, we were able to obtain information and evidence to develop a case against Mr. Davis.
And can you just describe the general allegations of the case?
It was drug trafficking, 2 kilos. He was indicted and arrested for selling 2 kilos of cocaine.
And the type of evidence you had against Mr. Davis, what was it?
Most of it was telephone conversation intercepts from wiretaps, court authorized wiretaps.
And based upon the charges, ultimately, do you indict Mr. Davis for some crimes related to drug trafficking?
Yes, he was indicted, arrested, and then eventually pled guilty.
The type of sentence Mr. Davis was facing when he was indicted? What kind of ranges are we talking for those kind of charges?
I believe it was around somewhere in the nature of 10 years and initially, but it varies depending on, individuals' prior criminal history, whether they were felony convictions, drug trafficking offenses, and things of that nature. It also varies depending on the type of drug that the individual might have been accused of trafficking. Back then, and at that time period, the federal sentencing guidelines, there was a difference in sentencing for rock cocaine, crack cocaine versus regular powder cocaine and things of that nature. And he was indicted for trafficking 2 kilos of powder cocaine.
As part of that investigation, does there come a point in time when you do what's known as a proffer with Mr. Davis?
Yes, we did.
And describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what a proffer is.
So,
Yeah, exactly. Explain exactly what the proffer is, because of course, that's what Keefe D had taken, a proffer, and where he admitted to the things that he admitted to as it related to this case, related to Tupac's murder. And he thought that since he had admitted it to the police and didn't go to jail, he had to deal with him, that he can go on podcasts and admit the same thing in interviews. And that's not what the proffer is. So they arrested him. But now at least we see how the proffer even came about, because the Grape Street Crips were under investigation by the FBI. Keefe D's name came up in an investigation. They caught him up with 2 keys of powder and obviously told him he was facing 10 years at least. And they must apparently hey, tell us what happened with Tupac. We know you know what happened with Tupac's death. And we'll let you go, or whatever the deal was. I guess we'll find out here. So that's how the proffer came about. And Keefe D started talking and didn't stop talking, which is why he's in court now.
Proffer interview session it's usually considered, it's a fairly common practice, particularly in the federal criminal justice system, where we have an individual who's been indicted and arrested, and it sort of is the beginning of a negotiation for a plea agreement, if you will. What we do is the U.S. Attorney's Office, the defendant's attorney, they all agree that to conducting an interview with the FBI. The terms of that agreement are such that the defendant has to be open and candor, tell the truth regarding the questions that we ask him. In return, the FBI, Department of Justice, will not use what the defendant says in that proffer session against him in this case, in chief that we have him charged with. There's a couple little caveats. One being that if during trial the defendant goes on to make statements that contradict what he said in that proffer session, at that point it violates it, and we can use his statements against him. Those are generally in nature. And we agree to keep the nature of the interview confidential.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? They're a bunch of snakes though, man, because they got him to take the proffer, or he took it himself, but now they filed a case on him. They said anything that you tell us in the interview with the proffer, it can't be held against you. But of course, the letter of the law, they playing semantics, because it's anything you tell us in this interview, we can't charge you with. But if you go outside and say it to anyone, and it gets back to us, then we can charge you. Even though you just told us the exact same thing, we can't charge you. If you go and tell Vlad TV, then we can charge you. I'm sure they didn't tell him that, or he wouldn't have done it. They told him, tell us what happened and you good. That's the only reason he's there doing them interviews, but he should have known himself exactly what the proffer was, exactly what the proffer entails. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for right now. Anyway, we'll get back to this though. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna get right back to this part right here with this dude right here. I'm just going to have to be at this all day, I guess. You know, it's probably not gonna get a whole lot of views like that because whatever, you know, it's 30 years old, but I'm sure some Pac fans will still tune in. It's not a lot of, you know, gang stuff. Well, it is sort of gang stuff. It's sort of gang. It's not gang related, but gang members are accused of taking Tupac's life. Whew. There you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Tupac Shakur's final words on the way to the hospital. Rest in peace to Tupac, man. We will take care of that. Pac, you know what happened? Who shot you? Nope. We'll take care of it. That's all he said. That's before he died. Of course, he died days later, September 13th. But that was the last time he was able to speak. And apparently Suge Knight was at least concerned about him, even though he's sitting there bleeding, according to the officer, with shrapnel in his head. He was okay. He told the officer, no, go take care of him, man. Go take care of my boy. Go get Pac. He over there in dire strait. He over there leaking, man. Go get Pac. Don't worry about me. It's going to be tough covering this thing, man. I keep my emotions out of it. There you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Rest in peace to Tupac Amaru Shakur. We'll get back to this FBI agent and this proffer that they gave Keefe D, who apparently violated the proffer because they charged him, as we can see. That's why he's in trial. I'm covering the trial. They charged him with Tupac's murder, even though he didn't pull the trigger, according to himself. And whomever else, he didn't pull the trigger. But of course, he said he admitted that he was in the car when the trigger was pulled. He, of course, has said that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, pulled the trigger. Other people said someone else in the car, Mac Dre, Big Dre, somebody pulled the trigger. I mean, I suppose it's all going to come out now. But part of the lesson here, of course, is not to be out on podcasts and on interviews running your mouth, even if you didn't got a deal going with the popo. Because you can't trust them, they'll turn on you. And of course, the bigger lesson is that, man, just wish Pac would not have got involved in that situation that night. He did not have to get involved. He shouldn't have had to get involved. He should have been protected at all costs. As soon as he went over there to try to do anything, they should have grabbed him and stopped him and said, no. Oh, no. When he started, because he just sort of ran over there, sort of unannounced. So they probably didn't have a chance to just grab him, whatever. He just broke over there and started doing, okay, run over there like as if he's running off a cliff. Chase him down like he finna run off a cliff and grab him, tackle him. Hell no, Pac, you don't put your hands on him. You're not a gang member. That's not how it goes. The dudes that was with him know that. They're gang members. It's not, no, that's not how it goes. For one. For two, we got people that do all that. What are we doing all of this for? What are we making all of this money for? What do we have all of these hundreds of millions of dollars for? And all of these goons around us, from Ma Pyru and wherever else. That's what they're for. Not you. No way. You don't get your hands dirty. We got goons for that, to take care of that. That's it, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free. People.